All right, let's rock out some music history. Oh, through the bass!
All right, guys, crank it up, roll down the windows, and let it breathe, man. This is Music History with Joey, and today we're talking about one of the greasiest, riff-driven, head-bobbing anthems of the 70s, Slow Ride by Foghat. Now, here's the funny part. For a song that feels so purely American, wide-open highway rock, Foghat was actually British. Yeah, let that sink in. It's a shocker, right? These guys are from London, but they understood American blues better than most American bands at the time. They were obsessed with it. Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, that was in their DNA. Slow Ride dropped in 1975 on their fifth studio album, Fool for the City, and this was the record that broke them wide open in the States. The riff, instant hypnotic. You hear those first few notes and it's like your brain just shifts into cruise control. Now here's the backstory. The song was written by guitarist Rod Price and bassist Nick Jameson during their jam sessions. And that's key. This wasn't some carefully crafted set down with a notebook composition. This thing grew out of live chemistry. Foghat was a road band, they lived in vans, they lived on stage. Slow Ride evolved from stretching out grooves during concerts and seeing what made the crowd move. And here's a little known nugget. The album version of Slow Ride runs over 8 minutes long. 8 minutes! That's not radio friendly, man. That's a commitment. So when it came time to release it as a single, they chopped it down to about 3.5 minutes. But the extended version, that's the one rock purists swear by. It breathes, it simmers, it builds. It feels like exactly what the title promises. Not rushed, not polished, just locked into a groove. Now let's talk about the title. A lot of people assume Slow Ride is about one thing. And yeah, there's some swagger in there, but drummer Roger Earl has said the phrase originally came from the idea of cruising in a car. Not racing, not speeding, just cruising. Letting the road stretch out in front of you. It's a vibe song. And here's something cool. The song almost didn't become their signature at the time. Fool for the City, their title track, was getting a lot of attention. But DJs gravitated towards Slow Ride. Rock radio embraced it. It climbed to number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100, their biggest hit. And decades later, the song got a whole new life thanks to video games. When Slow Ride showed up in Guitar Hero 3, a whole new generation discovered it. Suddenly, teenagers were shredding that riff in their living rooms, probably not realizing they were channeling a 1975 blues rock jam from a bunch of British dudes who loved American boogie. And another little fact, that thick, chunky guitar tone, Rod Price was known for using a slide, but on this track, it's more about raw crunch and groove. It's simple, and that's why it works. It doesn't try to be flashy, it just locks in. And that's the genius of Slow Ride. It doesn't beg for attention, it doesn't sprint, it swaggers. And in a decade packed with prog rock epics and disco glitz, Foghat just leaned back and said, nah, we're gonna ride this groove. And people felt it. You play this song at a party, it still hits. You blast it on a summer drive, it still hits. You hear that opening riff in a bar, heads are gonna turn. Because great rock and roll doesn't age, man. It cruises. So next time you hear Slow Ride, don't just tap your foot, man. Let it stretch out. Let the groove take over. That's how it was meant to be heard. Not rushed, not skipped, just rolling down the highway with the volume a little louder than it should be. This is Music History with Joey. Now go ahead, take it easy, take it slow, and enjoy the ride. Stay sexy, stay rockin'. I'll catch you on the next one.